Hey YouTube, what's up? It's John from Emphatic, coming to you with the latest Emphatic War recap. This is a pre-recorded video, so I'm trying to narrate it afterwards, so some timings might be a little bit screwed up, but whatever. There you see 102 to 100 versus ClashPub, 22 to 20 on the 3 stars. We got two Town Hall 10v10s, they got a 10v10, but we also ended up with an 11v11, so Grundy 6-pack, Oscar with the 11v11. Good work to you guys. Let's just get into the attacks. All right, we're starting out here with Asuka going in on their number 5, and this is a no dip war, so of course we did have to go 11v11. Everybody went out hitting for 2 stars or 3 stars with the intent 3-star attacks while ensuring they got the 2nd star. So they went 5 for, or they got all but one of those on the first hit. So that was a good job. That's very much needed in these no dips. It's kind of looking like to at least ensure that you have the minimum amount of stars in that town hall level accounted for as early as possible, and then we see where we go with the cleanup guys. So good job to you guys. They pretty much just used Bowler Witch on us early, I think, for like almost every attack, and we did come a little bit better prepared. We had 4 out of the 6 of our bases, or 4 out of the 7 of our bases. Majority of our bases were anti-3 that we did bring. We still had a couple that were anti-2, like this base is right here. So we're still working on getting everything squared away, and I'm still working on getting used to building anti-3 Town Hall 11s, because it's a lot more difficult than building a Town Hall 10, I think. I mean, a case in point, my base that I built sort of in Town Hall 10 mindset was fresh bitched for 99%. I don't know if they hit it again. And obviously the match is already gone, so I can't go and double check. This happened over the weekend. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the audio for on Tuesday. Um, so I don't know if they hit it again or not, but leaving a 99% 2-star up there, it's great if you come down to percentage. So yeah, definitely got stuff to learn there. It looks just like the bitch attack for doing the fresh hits is really where the guys got to start looking. Um, all right, we got the first of Grundy's 6-pack here, going in on number 17 with his Clash Jesus Aries account. I think this is a 95 Town Hall 10 that he's got here, because I know we use his 92 a lot too. But again, consistent Grundy fashion. He's looking for that deep push with the wall breakers, queen walk. He's got 9 of them in tow here. So I think this base was fresh, or might have been a second hit or something. I don't remember exactly how many hits he had on some of these. I know he cleaned himself up on one of them. Or no, you know what? No, he burned 2 hits on a higher up base where he tried to drag in it, and wasn't successful into his 2 hits. So uh, this may have been a fresh hit, because I don't think he had more than 4 hits. But as you see here, this kind of leads me more to think it's fresh as the queen turned around to deal with the CC, and she's going to end up beating through the wall. So uh, it's a great way to save wall breakers. So in that corner where the wizard tower is not hard to target, I wouldn't be one to try to target this double bomb tower wall piece here, because that's a little bit of a hassle to get to. He's starting to send in the miners. You can sort of see there to the left. I'm messing around. I recorded the video part of this at lunch. I actually had recorded with narration the night before on my iPad, but it like struggled to save this to my photos. So I recorded just the video off of my iPhone the following day. And I'm still experimenting with the iOS 11 screen recorder. I love having it, because it makes it more likely that I can bring you guys content. Um, Even if I did hear on one occasion that my quality sucked for off of the iPhone. I didn't hear anything regarding the iPad, and I honestly haven't looked at the comments for that video yet. So I'll double check and see. But there you go. So you see there, Queen is pushing her way through, and Miners are only down to 2-point defenses left for a whole swarm of them. It doesn't look like he brought too much to funnel the outside. Um, but it doesn't matter because of everything that's left. Yeah, I forgot. No, do not disturb. All right, we got the second of Grun's six pack. I did manage to turn everything to Do Not Disturb in between that, but I'm just editing between the clouds for this. It's going to help me keep the audio timed up, I think. And ideally, I'm just not going to do straight up play by play on this. I think I'm going to start cutting down on the play by play a little bit. I don't know. Especially when it gets to the Town Hall 9's play by play starts getting to wear thin on me. So I'll let you guys watch the attacks while I just ramble on, maybe. Uh, I haven't thought about trying to find some loop music that I could throw in the background, kind of like what Ash does. I've thought about it, but I haven't really acted too hard on it. I should look around to see what I can find for royalty free because God knows that I go kind of mute during when it goes to Town Hall 9, so uh, it would be of great assistance. But yeah, these NDL wars are pretty fun. I don't know if I recapped our last one. As Grundy sends in another set of wall breakers that end up being well, I don't know if he ends up using that space that he opened up or not, but the miners are already in. Healers bounce back to help the miners, so I know the queen does not survive long in this. In fact, she pops her ability to handle the enemy queen, get a shot on her at least, but it turns out it's going to be the miners that finish her off. Um, but yeah, it's just the play-by-play. I don't know. It feels like it's just kind of worn thin on me. And I've noticed it with other guys too. It just seems like they don't do the play-by-play so much anymore. So I might ramble. I might play-by-play. Like right here, pointing out a great job of bringing that baby dragon. It's something I've talked to Grund about before. Is bringing minions or something to funnel that outside edge. And since he had that baby dragon down in 9 o'clock corner, the miners were able to slingshot directly back in instead of following around outside and probably failing the raid, dealing with Splash and Inferno that they're just not targeting. So that's a great idea. It's if you're bringing a bunch of miners, you could. It's the same thing with hogs. You can always afford to drop one or two to handle corners or anything like that. So all right, we had Vic return. I don't know if he's back with us forever or not, but I hope he is because Vic is great, and he is here in his skitch swaggin' ways with a fresh hit. Like he was one of the first two out of the gate. I know that. I think this might have been like the third attack of the war, or maybe second. I don't know. But he's just going at this with a queen charge Lalo and doing a great job with it. So, um, but I don't know if I talked too much more about this NDL stuff yet. I don't recall if I recapped the previous one we had against the Lost. Uh, but these wars are just fun as hell. I mean, I've had a Town Hall 10 in here. Actually, I ended up running two Town Hall 10s in here because Vortex got called into work, so I ended up having to cover for him. And damn it, I almost got myself a 10v10. So it's great to finally start doing some of these attacks because it just seems like we're suffering so hard on these Town Hall 10v11 hits that it's hard to get more guys doing 10v10 during the week the CWL matches. So these are a godsend, and just seeing what everybody can bring to the table. I mean, I laid the blue. If basically I just had an executioner that cost me a 3-star on one of the bases that I hit, because I hit it for 80% 1-star to start. I missed the town hall, missed my wall breakers too. I wasn't patient like I had been in the FCs, but they ended up getting smoked by a Tesla. Switched it up, brought a giant to tank for the next one, and I basically had it. Two errors that I had where I dropped my heal too early, which I did draw on the sketch where I was dropping it, and nobody said anything. And then the second thing is I didn't notice until I had one balloon left that I still had a haste spell in the bag that probably could have finished it. Because, I healed after they went through an Inferno, and they're going into some Archer Towers, Wizard Towers, and a couple Teslas. And I brought some back-end loons in to deal with that stuff under a haste, and they did a pretty good job of tanking, but they split and went after the Wizard Towers in funky order, and because I didn't realize that I had a haste spell to speed everything up, or I didn't have that heal spell a little bit deeper to keep them alive when they're in there, it failed. So it was like a 90% 2 stars, so that sucked. And then the final guy that hit it just couldn't do it either. I didn't see what he did wrong on it, but it's stuff that we don't really get to practice unless we're FCing, and then we're only FCing our style base. We might be trying different tricks. We might not be into the super hardcore planning that you would do into a war attack, and it's really a whole different feel when you're actually doing it in a war. And with our struggles at 10v11, it's just hard to get us in line with this. This was a nice attack, but one thing I want to point out is just how close he was to these bowlers walking, because basically if this queen didn't attack his kill squad, those bowlers that are now working on the gold storage would have gone straight to the wizard tower, because that's just their range pathing. So because the queen was deep enough where they had to go jump the wall to go after her, they went inside. But you always want to make sure, especially if you're bringing in only a couple of loons, just snipe that corner piece so they go in. And this goes for like all town hall levels. Like if you're breeding some burner loons, may as well just burn them on the a corner piece that bowlers might get attracted to. I mean, I keep pointing this out to Bane when he's doing his Quake go belows, that take out that corner arch tower. Those bowlers are gonna walk. And I think after one time of it actually happening to him, he started doing it. So it's just, you got to plan for that stuff, and sometimes it's worth it just to burn the couple extra loons, or even the loons in the haste spell, especially if the haste spell gets you a second building, and that can help establish your pathing as well. Starting to feel really strong with these loons again too. So watching these videos, it seems just like close to 30 loons just makes it really hard for a base to defend against. So a lot of times it just comes down to execution error. But looks like this warrior's wrapping up, and I'm sitting here looking at Premiere, and my timer's going up. So thanks for watching, guys. Do I? Oh, no, no. Look at that. I got another one. And this is the Grundinator attack. I just wanted to show it because I think I know I've got a 9 in this potluck spin that we got going right now. Maybe I'll try one. I think I'm tabbed to do one scout and then one hit, so I might try either that or a Sui Lalo. I don't know. Get away from the witch slap some, because it's not always a guarantee. And we'll see if I find anything. I really don't have it into me to focus on Town Hall 9 style hits when we struggle with some Town Hall 10 stuff here. So I would love to just make sure that I'm probably targeting that area, because it's definitely the more important one, I think. Although 9s, they can really help out a war if they have a really good hit rate, because then all these bases get scouted for our 10v or 11v10s and all that, or the 10v10 hits. You can have extra stuff scouted, so it does help out a ton. And if you're sitting around a 50% hit rate, it just doesn't happen. So, especially in these heavier breakdown wars, keep on trying to get them to push for lower breakdowns, but I don't think it's working. So. But as you see here, the Valks, the reason why I'm showing this, because the Valks bounced out like right away. They didn't even bother trying to go inside the base, and he still crushed it. I mean, his queen and healers and bowlers kept everything up and just marching through the rest of the base. And the Valks just tore through the outside, cleaned it all up. And since the king was on the outside, it made it so that the king could not interfere with taking out the kill squad. So, all right, now I know this is wrapping up. So, you guys, thanks for watching. Let's just see how future videos keep going.